Good morning students, welcome back to my channel. So this is my 24th lecture on electrostatic. In this lecture we are going to discuss the principle of parallel plate capacitor. In my last lecture we discussed about the concept of capacitance, if you remember, and we also discussed that the capacitance cannot be increased by increasing the size of capacitor. So in this case we are going to study what is the basic principle to design the capacitors which are used in our daily life. So here we talk about the parallel plate capacitor. As the name suggests, in such capacitor there will be a parallel plates. So let me consider two plate A and plate B, such that this plate A we have to take charged plate. Already there is charge given to this plate A, and initially the plate B is uncharged. So this one is your charged plate and this one is your uncharged plate. Now what is going to happen? As I bring this plate near the plate A, due to induction, this was plate A, and here I bring here plate B. Now what is going to happen? Just remember the process induction. Due to this positive charge, there will be the induction of negative charge on this side, and all the positive charge will repel outside. So the positive charge will develop on the outer side of the plate B. Positive charge on the outer side, negative charge on the inner side of the plate. Now see, this negative charge will decrease the potential of plate A. If you remember the concept of potential, V equals to K Q by R. If your charge is positive, potential increases. If your charge is negative, potential decreases. Now this negative charge will decrease the potential of A, and this positive charge will increase the potential of A. So in my third step, what we are going to do, again take, this is plate A. It is already positive charge. Now I am going to earth in the plate B. This plate B is earth in. So due to this earth in, all this positive charge are get cancelled out. So we'll getting that only the negative charge of the plate B on the inner side. So there is only negative charge on the plate B. This negative charge of plate B reduces the potential of plate A. This negative charge of plate B reduces the potential of plate A. Now as the potential reduces, now see, if you remember, C, capacitance equals to Q by V. In my last lecture we discussed about the capacitance, C equals to Q by V. So if you decreases the potential anyhow, which means on decreasing this potential, the value of capacitance increases. So this is the concept we are going to use in this parallel plate capacitor. We decrease the potential. You can see with the help of this negative charge, the potential of plate A decreases, and with the decrease in potential, the capacitance of the plate increases. Such arrangement is only known as parallel plate capacitor. So this is just a basic principle. You have to memorize that we are decreasing the potential in order to increasing the capacitance, and such type of capacitance is only called as parallel plate capacitor. So let's see what is the formula for this parallel plate capacitor. So moving forward, we will discuss about the capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. Now this topic is very much important from derivations point of view. So first of all, let me consider parallel plates. These are two plates. So let the distance between these two plates is D. Small d is the distance between the two plates, and the area of this plate is considered to be A. A is the area of the plate and D is the distance between the plate. Now we have to take this plate as a charged plate. So suppose this is positive charge plate plus sigma, if you remember this sigma, and this is negative charge. Here this is surface charge density. So positive and negative, these two plate will become a parallel plate capacitor. So this one is your positive charge and this one is your negative charge plate. Now try to understand the direction of electric field. Because of this positive charge, electric field will be moving outward. This will be the direction of electric field due to this positive charge. And because of this negative charge, electric field will be moving inward. Electric field always travel from positive to negative. So this for the positive plate it is outward and for the negative plate it is inward. Means both the electric field are acting in same direction. So if I have to calculate the net electric field, between the plates of capacitor, so I can use here your E net is equals to E1 plus E2. Now what is the value of this electric field? Just remember the application of Gauss law, in which we have discussed the electric field equals to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. If you remember this expression of electric field due to non-conducting sheet, just go to the previous lectures when we discussed about the application of Gauss law, in which we discussed the electric field due to non-conducting sheet, where we came to know that E equals to sigma by 2 epsilon. So see, here are two sheets are there. For first sheet your electric field is E1, which means sigma by 2 epsilon naught, plus for the second sheet your electric field is again sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So the total electric field is sigma by epsilon naught. So this is your net electric field. Now since I have to find potential, so if you remember, electric potential, that is V, is also given as electric field into distance, E into D, distance between the plate. So this is potential, this is sigma by epsilon naught times of D. So this is your potential. Now if you remember, capacitance C is given as Q by V. Just substitute the value Q and the value of V is sigma by epsilon times of D. So this C equals to Q epsilon naught by sigma into D. Just remember one more concept. This sigma stands for Q by A. Sigma, that is charged surface charge density, Q by A. So instead of this Q, I can replace this Q by sigma can be given as C equals to A epsilon naught by D. So this is the final expression for the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. This is my parallel plate capacitor and this is the expression for this capacitance. Now look it carefully. This capacitance depends on the area of the plate. This is the area of the plate. Epsilon naught, that is the permittivity of free space, which means this capacitance depend on the material which you are going to fill. This some material which you are going to fill between this plate, it will depend on that, and also inversely proportional to distance between these two plates. So these are the three parameters on which this capacitance depends. So let's move to the next. Capacitance of spherical capacitor. Just last was the parallel plate capacitor. Now here we come about the spherical capacitor. What we have done, we have taken two concentric spherical shell. Just keeping in mind, these are not circle. These are the spheres, concentric sphere, one inside the another. This is the small sphere and this small sphere is of radii small a. This is large sphere of radii small b. So A and B are the radii of these two spheres. This large sphere is given positive charge. See, here it is the positive charge, and because of this positive, small sphere induces a negative charge. So this is the negative charge of the small sphere and the another side is earthen. So electric field travels from positive to negative, from positive to negative. So let's find out. First of all, we have to find potential. Now since potential is given as minus integration of E dot dr. If you remember, potential and electric field relation, V equals to minus integration of E dot dr. Now look it carefully. The direction of electric field is from outer sphere to inner sphere. The direction of electric field is from outer sphere to inner sphere, and the radius is from inner to outer. So we can say these two are opposite in direction. So when two quantities are in opposite, we use a theta 180. So it's EDR cos 180. Cos 180 it's itself a negative. So negative and negative cancel out. Your expression is integration of EDR. Now we are talking about with respect to radius. So what is the smaller radius A and the larger radius is B. So for limit is from A to B. Now electric field, if you remember, electric field at a distance r, at some distance r, the electric field is given as kq by r times of, sorry, it's dr square, kq by r square times of dr. So just take out the common quantity. So on further integrating this value, we will get your kq times of minus 1 by r, limit is from a to b. Just substitute the limit. So your v is equals to k times of q, upper limit, minus and minus, lower limit. So taking the LCM, your v will be kq times of b minus a upon ab. So this is the expression for potential. Now since capacitance C is written as Q by V, to just substitute the value of potential, that is K Q B minus A upon AB. Cancel out with Q to Q. So your answer will be AB upon K times of B minus A. If you remember this K from the first chapter, this K stands for 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught times of b minus a. So your final expression will be 4 pi epsilon naught ab upon b minus a. So this is the final expression for spherical capacitor. So here third one is your capacitance of cylindrical capacitor. Previous one was spherical capacitor and this time it is cylindrical capacitor. So what we have done, we have considered two cylindrical shell, means there are two coaxial. Coaxial means both these cylinders are lying along the same axis. So if I consider this axis, both the cylinders are along the same axis. This is the smaller cylinder of radii A and this one is your larger cylinder of radii B. So A and B are the radii of two cylinders. Both these cylinders are coaxial along the same axis. The longer cylinder means larger cylinder is given positive charge and the smaller one is of negative charge. So electric field is from positive to negative. So again, just like the previous one, we have to find potential. So as we remember, potential is minus integration of EDR. Again, we are using here EDR cos 180. Just remember the direction of electric field and the direction of radius. So it will be your integration of EDR. Limit is from small radius to large radius. Now here you have to just remember electric field. So this is a cylinder. Just try to remember in the application of Gauss. In the application of Gauss, we have studied that electric field due to the infinite long wire, that is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. R is the distance from the axis. So suppose this is the distance r. So at the distance r, my electric field will be lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. So just substitute this value of electric field. You will came this value in the application of Gauss. Just go through the video. From the application of Gauss law, you will came to know that E equals to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. So I just substitute the value, that is lambda 2 pi epsilon naught times of r dr. Taking a common quantity outside, 2 pi epsilon naught integration from a to b 1 by r dr. So 1 by r. So integration of 1 by r is log r base e, that is natural log. Limit is from a to b. So on substituting the value, v equals to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. So upper limit, that is log b minus lower limit log A and with the base E. So upper limit minus lower limit. So you can also write is V equals to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. Use the formula of log m minus log n, that is log B by A base E. So this one is the concept of potential. Now since if you remember the capacitance, we have to find capacitance, that is C equals to Q by V. Substitute the value of V, that is lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught R log of B by A base E. So you will get this R is already cancelled out. So by mistake I written here R. You have used this R in the integration, so no need to write this R. So let it start from the here. So it's Q into 2 pi epsilon naught upon lambda times of log B by A base E. So this is your value. Now see here, just remember, if you remember that is lambda, it is given as Q by L. So lambda is given as Q by L. So from this concept you can replace this value, that is C equals to your 2 pi epsilon times of L by log B by A and base E. So this is the formula of the capacitance. If you want to transfer this natural log into base 10, so just use the concept 2 pi epsilon naught of L upon, to transfer this you will get 2.303 log base 10 B by A. So this is the formula for the capacitance of cylindrical capacitor. So I hope these three topics are very much important, and especially the parallel plate capacitor derivation is very much important from your syllabus. So just go through this topic very carefully.